I hate to be startled. I really do. When someone comes up behind me and says my name too loudly, my whole body jumps like I've been set off. The other day, someone walked into the room and spoke before I knew that they were there. I jumped, hand to chest, heart racing. And my first reaction was fear. Sharp, immediate, and automatic. My body didn't ask permission. It just reacted. And then, almost as quickly, frustration, which then morphed into anger in a split second. And then irritation, because I realized there was no danger. Nothing was wrong. No one was angry. No chaos was unfolding. And underneath that irritation was something deeper. Powerlessness. That split second where I felt off guard. You see, there was a time in my life when feeling powerless was not safe. So I became very good at not being caught off guard. I listened for tone. I watched faces. I anticipated shifts. I tried to stay ahead of everything. It was exhausting, but it worked. It kept things steady enough. When my body reacts now, even in a quiet house, even in a calm life, I have to smile a little because I know what that reaction is. It's survival. And survival is loud, even when the danger is gone. And I caught myself thinking, why am I reacting like I'm still in the middle of chaos? The environment changed a long time ago. I stopped living in chaos, but I had not fully stopped performing survival. And that's what I want to talk about. Not the chaos, not the past, but the performance we carry long after it's over. Before we go any further, let's arrive. If you're listening to this while you're driving, don't close your eyes. Stay safe and just listen. Close your eyes if it feels right, or simply lower your gaze. Feel your feet on the floor. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Is there a tightness in your belly or your chest? Breathe into that tension and let it soften. Are your shoulders tight? Let them fall back into their natural place. Are your hands clenched into fists? Slowly unfurl your hands and give your fingers a few good stretches, and then allow them to relax. That's better. That feels right. You're not there. You are here. Let's take another breath in and release it slowly. When you live in chaos for a long time, you develop skills. You learn to anticipate, you learn to manage, you learn to control outcomes where you can. And sometimes those skills turn into a kind of performance. You perform calm. You perform understanding. You perform responsibility, even when it's no longer required. You're not there anymore, but sometimes you still act like you are. Let's name the there. There was chaos. There was unpredictability. There required you to scan the room, to anticipate moods, to carry emotional weight that was never officially yours. There shaped you. It made you perceptive. It made you capable. It made you strong. It also made you vigilant. And here is the quiet truth. You are not that woman anymore. You are not the woman who has to manage everyone's emotions. You are not the woman who has to brace before speaking. You are not the woman who has to shrink to keep the peace. But sometimes you still live like you are. And the way out is not force. It's in 3 quiet movements: accept, allow, transform. The first one sounds simple, but it asks the most of us. Accept. Acceptance is not dramatic. It is quiet. It is the moment you stop rewriting reality. And many women do not realize how often they rewrite reality. We say things like, "Oh, he was just stressed," or "she didn't mean it." It wasn't that bad. I'm probably too sensitive. If I handled it differently, maybe it wouldn't have happened. That is not acceptance. That is explanation. And explanation often keeps you stuck. Let me give you an example. There was a time when someone spoke sharply to me in front of others, and it stung. Not because I'm fragile, but because it was unnecessary. My first instinct was to not feel the sting. It was to explain it. Oh, they're tired. Or they've had a long day. They didn't mean it the way it sounded. I immediately started managing the story in my own head so I would not have to sit with the truth. The truth was simple. It was disrespectful, not catastrophic, not abusive, disrespectful. And when I stopped explaining it away, something surprising happened. I didn't become angry. I became clear. Clear that I did not need to defend them. Clear that I did not need to carry it. Clear that I could simply note it and step away. Acceptance did not make me harsh. It made me clear. Acceptance is not about attacking anyone. It's not about attacking yourself by bending reality. You stop protecting someone else's image at the expense of your own truth. That is powerful. When you stop making excuses for behavior that harmed you, you may feel unsettled. You may feel a little exposed. Because clarity removes the cushion of explanation. Just breathe here for a moment. Clarity is not cruelty. It is self-respect. Once you accept the truth, something shifts. You stop negotiating with reality, and that opens the door to allowing. Allowing is strong. Allowing means you stop stepping in to manage what was never yours. I remember a moment when my mom was upset about the decision I made to leave my second marriage. Years ago, I would have immediately explained myself, over-explained, trying to get her approval. I would have clarified every detail, tried to smooth her disapproval and discomfort. But this time I simply said, I understand you're disappointed. And I stopped. I did not fill the silence. I did not rush to fix it. I allowed her to feel what she felt. And I allowed myself to feel calm. If she wanted more information, she could ask for it. I was not obligated to give it freely. It was uncomfortable for a few seconds. My old habit wanted to jump in and manage it, but I stayed still. And nothing terrible happened. She felt what she felt, and I remained calm. That is allowing. Allowing means you stop carrying other adults' emotions as if they were your assignment. You stop thinking, if I just say it better, they won't react. Or if I handle this carefully enough, no one will be upset. Allowing says they are responsible for their reactions. I am responsible for mine. And when you truly live that way, your body changes. Your anger has less to protect. Your stress drops. You begin to trust that you do not have to anticipate every shift. Allowing is freedom. Let's pause here. I know this can get a little uncomfortable and even possibly overwhelming. Let's take a moment and connect with our body. Make sure you're sitting comfortably with both feet flat on the floor. If you can't reach the floor, put a pillow under your feet and place one hand over your heart. Take a slow breath in and feel the rise of your chest. Breathe out and feel the fall of your chest. Now, imagine the version of you who lived there. See her clearly, the vigilant one, the one who listened carefully to tone, the one who walked on emotional eggshells, the one who tried to stay ahead of every shift. She was not weak. She was intelligent. She adapted. Silently say to her, "Thank you. You protected me." Now take a breath and notice what you feel. Gently say, "I am not there anymore. I am here." You do not have to carry this alone. You can rest. Take another slow breath. Notice your shoulders. Notice your chest. Notice your belly. Even if nothing dramatic shifted, notice if there is one small softening. One small softening is enough. Take another breath. and come back to where we are. You may not notice it at first, but allowing changes you. When you allow others to carry their own weight, you begin to stand differently. You speak differently. You move through rooms differently. And this is where transformation begins. Transformation is not something you chase. Transformation is not a reinvention. It is what begins to happen when you live in truth and stop managing what was never yours. At first, it may feel unfamiliar. You may notice moments where you almost step in to explain, and then you don't. You may feel the urge to over-clarify, and then you choose not to. You may notice someone reacting, and instead of absorbing it, you think, that belongs to them. That is transformation. It is subtle. It is quiet. Sometimes it is accompanied by grief. Grief for how long you've carried what was not yours. Grief of how much energy you spent managing someone else's emotions. Let that grief move through you. It's not there to pull you back. It's there because you are finally telling the truth. And once you move through that layer, something stronger emerges. You speak more clearly, you hesitate less, you stop rehearsing conversations in your head, especially at night. You stop scanning the rooms that no longer need scanning. You begin to live in your actual life, not in anticipation of something that is not happening. This is transformation. Not dramatic, not loud, just honest. You are no longer performing survival. You are living. You are living. Grab your journal or a piece of paper and a pen. Tonight, sit with this one question. Where in my life am I still performing survival? And what would change if I stopped? Where in my life am I still performing survival? And what would change if I stopped? Give yourself permission to be honest. Is it in conversations? Is it in how you explain yourself? Is it in how you anticipate reactions before they even happen? Write without editing. No one else is reading it. The fact that you can see where you're still performing survival means something has already shifted. Awareness is the doorway. You have accepted something tonight. You have allowed something to be seen without explaining it away. And that is how transformation begins. Not with force, not with reinvention, with honesty. Take one slow breath and let that settle. The transformation has already begun. As we close, I want to give you a gift from my heart to yours. So close your eyes again or simply lower your gaze and let this settle into your heart. May you have the courage to tell yourself the truth. May you refrain from softening to protect someone else. May you release the habit of making excuses for bad behavior. May you allow other adults to carry their own emotions. May you stop performing survival in rooms that are already safe. May you release the woman who had to anticipate every shift in her environment. May you release the woman who carried everyone else's weight. May you be the woman who stands in clarity and calm. May your shoulders lower. May your breath deepen. May your voice strengthen. And may you live as the woman you are now. Open your eyes. You are not there. You are here. And that is enough for today.